Hello YouTube! Today we are going to learn about basics of video editing. Let us start. I have saved all my files to be edited on a folder, and that is very important while you start video editing, otherwise you're going to mess up later. So here inside the images you can see that I got the images that I want to edit. Inside the soundtrack I got some MP3 music, and inside the videos I got some MP4 and MOV videos. So any videos will work. Most of the videos these days will work with the video editing software, so you'll be good to go. So please make sure that you create these folders accordingly, because that is very important to be manageable and to save the trouble later on. So I'm going to start up with the software now. I'm going to go over to my start menu. Let me just use the software Adobe Premiere Pro CC 2014, and as you can see, it has loaded. Now since we are starting up with a brand new project, I'm going to click on this thing called new project, and you can see some fancy stuff over here. Just do not worry about anything. Just go over to the location, browse to the folder that you wish to save your video on. In my case, it's the video editing crash course TutorTube folder. I'm simply going to select that. It's the same folder where I have my videos set, and I'm going to name this project. That will make it easier for me to edit. So I'm going to name this as my first edit for TutorTube, and I'm simply going to press OK. And since this is Adobe Premiere Pro CC 2014, I do not have another window popping up. If you have the other versions of Premiere Pro, then you might notice that you have a second window. So just ignore that and press cancel, and you'll get the same window as I'm getting right here. And make sure that you are on the default view. And to make sure that you're on the default view, just simply go to Windows, go to Workspace, and make sure that you're on editing. And if you still do not get the same view, then simply reset the current workspace and press yes, and you'll get the same workspace as me right here. But it depends upon the version you're using as well. So make sure that you use Premiere Pro CC. So now I'm going to import the videos inside the software, and to do that, as you can see in the project window, I got this blank canvas. So I'm going to double click over here to open up the import option, or I can simply go over to file and choose import as well, or I can simply press Ctrl I on my keyboard or Command I if you're on a Mac. So once I do that, I'm already in the folder. If you're not on the folder, navigate towards that folder till you get the folders you want. So I'm going to import the images. I'm going to import this folder. Alright, I'm going to import my soundtrack, and I can import my videos. I'm doing it one by one to show you guys how it's done. Or you can, if you want to save the hassle, you can simply go to files and edit the whole folder. You can do that as well. So anyways, I'm going to cancel this out because I have all the necessary videos I want. And to start editing, I need the timeline to be active. And to do that, I can go over here, drag this video which I want to edit onto the new layer like thingy here. Now at the end, at the bottom end, that's the second last icon over here, which looks like a little paste. So I'm going to drop this on here, and as you can see, as I do that, it actually creates a timeline for me where I can work. So I can hide this or expand this. I want this outside of everything. So as you can see, this icon is known as a sequence, which is the main timeline over here. So I'm going to drag this out, just drag it out, and it'll be out. So I'm going to name this as my first sequence. And if you see, if I were to just simply double click on the name, then you can rename the whole thing. Okay, so anyways, I just did that in order to make sure that I had the right settings. So I just deleted the video. I got the timeline, so it's my cue to start working. So now I'm going to bring in some videos and then start working on it. As you can see, I deleted the video over here because I just want a portion of the video, not the whole video. So I got two video clips over here. Okay, this is what I want. I want image in the beginning with some title, and then I want some videos, and then I want to end it with another picture and a plain simple text. So as you can see here, this is the timeline cursor. I can scrub over, and as you can see, if I scrub over, you can see the change in the seconds over here. If I want to zoom in, for example, this is this refers to 16 seconds. I can zoom in and change the timeline over here. So I can go over here and like just zoom it in, and as you can see, I'm on 4 seconds now. I can zoom out. I'm dragging this little square like thingy on the bottom. That's the scroll bar, or I can scroll it on here and there to make sure that I can drag around the timeline. So now I'm going to go over and import the video. So I'm going to import the video, and to do that, I'm going to drag this directly over here. No, let's not do that. I'm going to double click on this, and as you can see, as I double click here, I get something on the preview window, and here I can scrub over the video, and as you can see, there's another timeline cursor which I can scrub over and see the video. So I'm going to play this video and decide which part of the video I really want to edit. So I'm going to play this. Okay, so seems like I do not want whole 10 seconds of the video. As you can see over here, this is 10 seconds. I can even zoom in and out over here, but that is not really necessary over here. So I'm going to let's say I want the video to start from this part. So I'm going to set this as an in point. I can press I on my keyboard. I'm going to set this as an in point, and as you can see, the timeline actually changes when I set it to my in point. Then I can scrub over, and then I can set my out point. So I'm selecting this portion of the video. That's the portion of the video I want. So I'm simply going to drag the video on to the video timeline, and as you can see, you get one layer on the top which says V1, that's for the video, and A1, that's for the audio of the video clip. So now I'm going to go over to my second footage, that is my San Francisco town hall. I'm going to go over here, and then at the end, I just want the end of the video. I do not want the beginning. I'm going to go over at the end. I'm going to set the in point. I want the video to start from this point of time. So I'm going to set the in point, and then I'm going to scrub over. This is where, this is the part of the video which I want to select. So I'm going to select the out point. So now I'm going to drag this over to the timeline. And to see the part of the video which I dragged into the timeline, I can scrub over at the beginning and press the play button over here at the right side of the preview window. So if I press that on the right side, as you can see, the cursor moves on and it plays the video that I actually cut. And as you can see, it just played the portion of the video which I selected over from the left window. That's basically how we cut the videos, and that's the easiest way so far. If you want to change the video length and so forth, you can simply double click on the video and you get this timeline. You can zoom it out, and then you can scrub it in or scrub it out. And if I scrub it in, you can actually see that the length of the video changes right here. I can rearrange it, and then as you can see, the video plays quite normally. So now, as I said, I want the video to start with a picture. So I'm going to select both of this. I'm going to drag it, make a square-like box, drag both of them a bit to the right. So now I'm going to select my images. Let me double click on the images. Okay, this is too scary. Let me select the other image. Okay, I want the video to start with this image. Now, I'm not really working on the concept here. I'm just showing you how to work with the technicalities. So I'm going to drag this in the timeline, and as you can see, well, the picture is quite big. And to make sure that it is small, I can simply double click over here and nothing happens, right? I can right click on this and simply choose, okay, where did it go? Scale to frame size. And if I do that, you can see it is scale to frame size. And I can double click this, resize it a bit to make sure I get the size I want and I do not have any excess space. I can increase or decrease the length of the photo I want to be the photo to be displayed. So let's say I want this for about 2 seconds. All right, 2 seconds. Then I want the video to start. Now notice that dragging over the video is actually pretty troublesome. So you can see the gap over here. I can simply delete the gap and save myself some hassle. So I can right click and you get an option over here that's known as ripple delete. So simply click that and you get you simply deleted the gap and save the time of dragging. So you can simply play the video, and as you can see that the video starts with a picture and continues on with the video and then will end with a blank space. So now I'm going to add in my second photo, which is this. Okay, this looks awesome. I'm simply going to drag this onto the timeline. Let's say I want to have it around the same amount of time. Okay, let's say I want it around this. So my video length is around, as you can see, I can scrub over the timeline. It is about 12 seconds and something. So now this is my basic video, and now it's time to start adding over effects. So as you can see, this is my basic video layout. So what I want is I want to add in some fade at the beginning, fade at the end, some transition in between to make the video look really good. So I'm going to go over to effects, and as you can see in effects, I got audio effects, I got audio transition, video effects, and video transition. I'm going to go over to video transition, and as you can see, you got a lot of options over here. So simply choose the effect you want and drag it on the beginning of the video to get an effect. So I got a simple fading effect right here. If you want to change the length, click on this little box thingy that appears when you drag and drop the dissolve option, the transition, and then you can resize this over. I can simply drag and drop this at the end over here and do the same. So I have this as an effect. So I got this, and then let me just play it from here and play this, and it ends with a fade. So I can add in many effects. So I can even like add in things like phase peel. So let me add in phase peel over this end. So I can add it a bit to the right or left. It is up to you. I'm going to add it right in the center. I'm going to add it here, and I'm going to add over here. Let's see the result. Let's play this. And you might notice that if you have a really slow computer, then this might not play that smooth in your computer. And that is because you can see that the portion where I added in the effects, it shows red on top of it, which means that it needs to be processed. Simply press the return key on your keyboard, that's the enter key. Simply press it and it'll start processing the video. It'll start rendering it. So let us wait for a while. And as we do that, you can actually see that it turns green and the video starts playing smoothly because it has already processed it. So now I'm going to pause it by using the space bar. And I'm going to add in some effects. I want the video to look great. It does already look great because this is a stock footage. Maybe, for example, I want to add in some effects to it. So I can simply go over to video effects and then choose the effect I want again. You need to experiment with this. So like each effect does different things. So like you should play around with it and get used to it. So let me just go over here to, let's say, I'm gonna show you how it works. So I can go over to noise and grain. I can add in some dust and scratches to make sure to look how it seems, and nothing happens. I did just drag it on top of the video. So I need to control it in order to get some effect out of it. So once I do that, I'm gonna go over, I'm gonna select this clip and I'm gonna go over here onto the effect control. And as you can see, I dragged in dust and scratches onto this clip. You can see the option over here. I can simply click over here, and if I click over here on the second clip, you do not see the effect anymore because I only added the clip on the first photo. So I can increase the radius. As you can see, as I hover over my mouse icon to the video, I can simply drag it up to get the effect I want. So I can increase the threshold or increase the radius and get the effect I want. So that's not really a good effect, so I want to remove it. So I can simply click on this and remove the effect in order to actually remove the effect. So I can maybe add in some noise. Maybe how does that look? I can increase the noise, and as you can see, it looks like an old television noise. So I can add in a noise over there. So I do not really want any effects over here, but I do want to change some brightness and contrast over it. So let me go over to adjust, and I'm going to choose this effect called ProCamp. That's how you control the brightness and effects. And as I add it in, you can actually see I can control the brightness and contrast of the video. So I'm going to nudge down the brightness a bit, and you can see the before and after by clicking on this FX icon right here. You can see before and after. So I'm going to copy this. I can right click on ProCamp, copy this, click on this video, right click and paste it on to this video clip as well. I can do the same over here, right click and paste. Okay, that's too much, so maybe I'm going to nudge down the contrast a bit and decrease the brightness. All right, and I'm going to add the final one over here and decrease the brightness again and contrast, less contrast. Okay, so now that's how you add in effects. So we added in some transitions, and we added in some effects. Now it's time to add in some titles. And to add in some titles, we go back to the project window and we make some titles. And to make some titles, we right click on an empty space, or you can also click on the new item layer over here. You can click on it and you get an option called title. So let me just click on title, and since I do not need to worry about the setting, I'm just going to rename this as the beginning title. You can name it whatever you want. So I can simply type something like awesome. Okay, it's in a different font. I can simply select the font, press Ctrl A and change the font right here. I can change the font to whatever I want. So now I want to say awesome, press enter, video. And as you can see, you can do a lot of stuff over here. We're not going to cover it. I'm going to center align this. This is just like Microsoft Word, so it is not that hard. I can resize this. I can hold shift in order to resize this so that it resizes in an order. I can drag this out and choose a style I want. Maybe I want this, maybe I want this. Okay, this seems awesome. And then close this. So nothing happens, nothing really happens. I really have to drag this thing. This is the title we made. So drag this out over here so that I can actually see the text. So I got this awesome video text over here. I just want it on this side, this part. Once the video starts, I want the awesome video to start, and then I want to end it here. So I can resize it just like I would resize an image. And at the end, I want a text called the end. So I'm going to right click, go to new item, or like I said, you can go over here as well. Right click, new item, go to title, and this is gonna be the end. Press OK. Then I'm going to take the text tool and type in the end. Okay, so I'm going to change the font again. And then choose the font you want. Okay, that suits easy. This one. Resize this by holding the shift key. Arrange it around the center and put this at the end. Just like I added in the effects, and I added in the transition to, let's say, the video clips, I can do the same with the titles as well. Okay, let me just keep this at the top so that it's easier to handle it. So now once this ends, it pops up. So I want the transition, because like a sort of a transition over here and at the end, and I want one transition at the end. So I'm going to go over to my effects, go over to my video transition. Let's go over to, let's say, iris. I'm going to drag and put the iris over here at the beginning and at the end. So now when I play the video, you can actually see that it pops up and fades out. So at the end, I can simply go and add in a video transition. Let me just go over to dissolve. Let me use cross dissolve. At the end, I can resize it and then simply play the video so it fades away just like that. Okay, so I got the basic video right over here. I got the image with some effects on it. I got some title, and then I got some other videos, and then I got the final image, and then the end text. Okay, so videos look boring without sounds or audio tracks, so I am going to choose an audio track over here. As you can see, I have a lot of audio tracks, and you can import as many audio tracks as you want. You do not have to, let's say, use all the things that you import. So I'm going to choose some upbeat music. Let me double click that, and as you can see, you actually get an audio wave file over here which you can play and preview. So let me preview this. Okay, that's too fast. Let me choose this one. Okay, that seems nice, but let me just go and check out the options. Okay, this seems energetic. I'm going to use that. And as I have only, let's say, 14 seconds of video, I'm going to choose 14 seconds. I'm going to press the in point, or if I want the starting, I simply can go over to the end point. That's like around 14 seconds. Just directly choose the end point. It'll automatically set the in point for you. So simply drag the audio from the top and put this below. Make sure that it is on the audio layer over here. So now I can resize this. As you can see, this snaps so that you are on the exact timing. Let me see how the video looks with the audio. Okay, so now as you can see, as you can hear, the audio actually ended abruptly. So I want an audio transition over here, and applying audio transition is similar to video transition. So simply go to effects, go over to audio transition, go over to crossfade, and I'm going to use constant gain over here at the end, and the audio will fade away as the video progresses. So that's much more better. So this is the final video. I want to save it, and let's say I want to upload it to YouTube, so I got to save the video. I'm going to press Ctrl S, and what that does is it actually saves a Premiere project file which I can edit later. So I do not really want that. I want to export out a final video which I can upload to YouTube. So I'm going to go over to my main project window. I'm going to minimize this, and I'm going to go over to my first sequence. I'm going to select this because I want to export this. So I'm going to select this. I'm going to go over to File, go over to Export, go over to Media. Okay, that's it. So now I want to make sure that I choose S.264 because that's the standard we have these days. You do not need to worry about anything else. It takes the least amount of file size for your hard drive space as well. So choose the format and choose the preset. So I'm going to choose a high quality YouTube video. So I'm going to go over at the end. Let's go over at the end, and at the end, as I said, I want to upload a YouTube video. So I can go at the end, choose YouTube 1080p SD. 1080 is the best SD format that we have. And then as you can see, we have a new format called 4K, but people barely have those screens yet, so we can simply stick on to 1080p SD right now. You can choose this if you want, but you need a higher quality video for that as well to look good. So I'm going to choose YouTube 1080 SD, and then if you want to add in a comment, that is not really necessary. Go over to output name and click on the file name. Go over into, let's choose the file folder where I want to export it. Let me just save it on the same folder. Let me create a new folder over here and call it, let's say, exported video. Double click on this, save this, and finally press export. Okay, so that's it. I can close the window now, and I'm going to navigate over to that folder on my E drive. I'm going to go over to exported video, and as you can see, I got the video right here, and it is playing in VLC media player. That's the video clip. So as you can see, I can upload this into into YouTube. So you can go and see that this is just 26 MB. It won't take that much time to upload into YouTube. So now I hope you enjoyed the video and learned the basics of Adobe Premiere Pro. And I'm going to prepare some more crash courses so that it'll be helpful for you to learn softwares quickly and start working with it. I'll also have some other videos where we'll teach everything in detail. You can check out my After Effects tutorial, which I have started from the very basics, and I'm covering it in detail. I'm also gonna have a crash course version of it so that you can really start working with it very fast. So this is the most basic way one can edit a video. So go and edit some videos and start a YouTube channel. Bye-bye, and hope that you like, comment, share, and subscribe.